Bellezas, welcome back to a new video. As you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be reading some paranormal stories that are that have to do with Mexico, and they are going to be off of Reddit. So I am really excited to do this video today. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Brenda. I go by Beyond Belleza. If you would like to join my little community of Bellezas, all you have to do is subscribe down below and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss a new video. Also, give this video a huge thumbs up if you end up enjoying it whatsoever, because it really does help me out. Now, with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Once again, I'm looking like a hot mess because your girl just got off of work and I do not have the energy to put on makeup as always. You guys already know how it goes, but today I really felt like doing a spooky video because it is a rainy day outside today, and it's really weird because yesterday it was so beautiful and sunny and amazing, and today it's just like the total opposite. Like, it dropped 10 degrees and it's raining, and the sun was like in and out, but like it gave me very much spooky vibes. And I got a candle going. I hope you guys like this little setup. I got my red LED lights and my lantern going, and I really hope that you guys like this video and that you do enjoy it, because I'm gonna be sleeping alone tonight again, so I am going to be scared as always. But you guys already know that I cannot help myself when it comes to doing our listening and talking about paranormal stuff. That's just what we do here, so I gotta get used to it. Okay, so let me pull up Reddit. Okay, so this one says is by Rachel Alina. It says paranormal experience from my great aunt in Mexico. So get ready, guys. I hope you guys are cozy and that you got your snack or whatever, your drink that you need to listen to these spooky stories. Alright, it says my great aunt who lived in Mexico growing up said that when she was a kid, her and her siblings would hear unexplained noises coming from their basement, or sometimes see a small light coming from under the stairs leading down there. This happened a lot, but they were kids and were too afraid to go to look. This was a long time ago, probably back in the 1930s or 1940s, back when people didn't trust banks like they do today. What? Basically, long story short, after my aunt and her family moved out of their house and they were knocking it down to build a new house, they found a box filled with money and jewelry buried under the floor of the basement. Till this day, my family believes it was the previous owner's spirits trying to tell them about it. I just want to read this comment too. It says, from where my parents are from in San Luis Potosí, they usually say that wherever there's a haunting, there's usually money around. They mention a story about a dog that would appear and jump over a fence and disappear. At the location that the dog vanished, people went to dig and found centenarios. Interesting. No wonder I didn't understand what they meant by back when people didn't trust banks like they do today. It's probably because of buried money. I was like, that was so out of context. I was like, wait, what? What does that have to do with the story? But yeah, creepy. I've always wondered, like, in the foundation of old buildings, there's just so much that they could have done and hidden when they first built on top of that land before anybody ever inhabited that land. It's just always really intriguing to me just to like imagine all kinds of things that could be on the ground itself, including like sacred areas where there's most likely like a whole cemetery that nobody knew about and then built on top of it, or most likely did know about and didn't give a fuck and still built over it. So disrespectful. But yeah, always super intriguing. That one was pretty enjoyable. It was a really short one, but let me see if there's anything else. This one is my mom's paranormal experience in Mexico. So my mom grew up in Veracruz, Mexico, in the city of Boca del Rio. She has seen lots of things, but there's one story she told me that really freaked me out. Oh my god, you could tell I'm tired. I don't know what I'm talking about. She had this grandpa. Wouldn't it just be... Okay, anyway. She had this grandpa who was completely blind and used a cane to walk. Her and her sisters were at this house were at his house to help feed his chickens. Before this incident happened, my mom said he would randomly talk in a completely different voice sometimes, just like a low, dark, raspy voice kind of thing. They obviously know something was up with him, but he was far from normal. Oh my god. She said they were feeding the chickens when all of a sudden he started talking in his different voice. But more happened this time. My mom said she saw his cane doing circles in the middle of the room all by itself, and his paintings of the Virgin Mary that he had up on the wall started shaking and falling down by themselves. My mom said she ran and hid behind the door, and so did her sisters. The grandpa passed away not too long after that, I believe. That's pretty much all, and that's the story that made me believe spirits and demons and stuff are 100% real. That's all I needed. Now every time I go visit family in Veracruz, I look forward to going and visiting his house and feeding the chickens and seeing his bed and the Virgin Mary paintings on the wall. And I beg my mom and her sister to tell me more stories, but they never do, huh? Strangely enough, I've never had any experiences when I've gone to Mexico, but I definitely don't go looking to have any. What the fuck? That was a good one. I think whatever ended up in his body didn't transfer to anybody else, so when he passed away, it must have been something demonic, and obviously it needs to possess something else or someone else, and then their main goal is always just to obtain somebody's soul. So maybe that's why there was nothing else that happened after that. He passed away and then that was that. But that was really creepy. I don't think I would want to go visit that house. It's kind of funny that they actually enjoyed going. But I mean, Mexico's beautiful, so I probably can't blame them for that. And that one was by the user Goofy Toot. Now let's see what else we can find. Okay, I don't know how they let this person post this. Look at this. You guys see that? Usually they'll delete it if it's not in paragraph form, which is bullshit because I had to rewrite all of mine when they got taken down. Anyway, whatever. It says, Mexico Paranormal Story by the user Treadwolf69. I'm new to Reddit, but I felt as if I needed to share this online, as everyone I ever told in person never believed me or even cared. I was about 11 when I had gone to Mexico for the first time. I was there to see the rest of my family as my parents gave birth to me in the United States. I was moving in with my grandparents for the summer, and they had left me in this seemingly old-fashioned room where everything was super clean and seemed untouched by anyone. It was a pretty big room with even a personal bathroom, and I wonder why my grandparents decided to sleep in a smaller room closer to the entrance of the house. Sounds like his grandparents are trifling. I had been sleeping in that room for about a week until I started hearing noises. The noises sounded like a strange knocking and noises as if someone was doing the shh noise over and over again. The same shh noise that parents give to their babies so they fall asleep. Also, it's more like shh, 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 shh. They had been coming from underneath my bed. What the fuck? I felt like it had been just the neighbors, but what would the neighbors be doing at 1 in the morning? Then I noticed that there was an old doll sitting on the top of a large cabinet. It had a blue plaid dress and blonde hair. The noise would continue for weeks, and every night I would cry to my grandparents and my adult brother who had been living there with them. I had him sleep in the room for the night, and I don't get this part. I had him sleep in the room for the night and told me to get back in the room and to sleep, but he said it almost as if he was scared to sleep there himself. Sorry, that was really hard to read. I don't know what he was trying to say in that part, or she, whatever. This continued for all of the 2 months there. I would stay up playing on my DS until I felt as if I could knock out instantly. I didn't want to be awake when it was happening. Turns out it was the same bedroom that my great-grandparents had slept in. I never met them before. I'm 18 now and I comfort myself by saying, quote, they were probably just saying hi to me since I had never met them before, end quote. Since then, I've only gone back 2 times but never slept in that same room again. And then they added an edit. It says, my grandparents were persistent on the fact that neighbors were just working on something next door. Like, who the F does that in the middle of the night? And then another edit. There was also scratching noises under my bed as well. No, definitely not somebody working on something. Because why would they be doing it at 1 in the morning? Like, people, when they do construction on anything, it's not usually like that late at night, you know? Okay, I was just reading one of the comments. I hate when people do this, but the comment says, please don't get me wrong, I am not trying to belittle you or something like that, but seen from the view of a 40-something, at 18 you are still quite young. When I was young, I had experiences of being haunted, which didn't make sense and frightened me very much back then, but somehow makes sense now. And blah blah blah, whatever. I'm just like, he was 18. When you're 18, you don't make up things in your head anymore unless you start off being scared. Like, if you're getting yourself in that mindset where you're like, oh, I'm really scared right now of sleeping in this place, like, then you start creeping yourself out just like mentally, and your mind starts creating stuff. But if you're just there, you're like, I'm gonna stay with my grandparents, I'm excited, like, you don't have anything that already is manifesting in your head. There's really no reason for you to have these experiences and then feel like it's something paranormal. So I'm just like, just let people tell their stories and move along. That's the only thing I don't like about Reddit, is the people in the comments always have something to say. They're always like, well, actually it could have been this, blah blah blah. I'm just like, shut up. Leave it to the people themselves on how they felt in that experience to decide on whether they think it was something paranormal or not. It's just up to them, and it was their experience, so zip it. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and find another story. Okay, this one says My Mom's Follower by Magic Man 0713. Back in the 80s, my mom was in college. This was down in Mexico, where she is originally from. When she started school, it was completely normal for a few weeks until she started to notice something or someone was following her. She would catch a person in the corner of her eye at first. The only thing she could think was that she was going crazy. The person was always wearing all black and had long black hair. My mother told me that it was scary at first, but then she realized she knew what needed to be done. One day, while her roommate was out in the town, my mom was sitting on her bed reading/studying. Glued to her textbook, nothing really broke her concentration until she felt something. The bed slowly started to concave next to her. She stopped reading and looked at the spot that was starting to imprint with what looked like someone sitting down. She froze. She tells me it only lasted a few seconds before the spot started to release as if someone were getting up. I hate that so much. She ignored it and went back to studying. How? Okay. A few weeks go by and her roommate started to ask why things were moved about in the apartment. My mom explained what she had been seeing and that she thinks she's being followed by a ghost. Days go by and her roommate said she couldn't handle it anymore and moved out. She said she had been touched by this being late at night, but when she looked for whatever touched her, nothing was there. Months go by with more sightings and weird things happening around the house. My mom says every now and then this woman in black would come sit on her bed but never hurt her. That is so creepy. I hate that so much. Okay, the last time my mom saw the ghost, she was laying on her bed about to fall asleep. All of a sudden, the woman in black sat on her bed. I'm like, bitch, if you don't move. Clear as day, she started to play with my mom's hair. For some reason, my mom knew that it would be the last time seeing her. She said, "Do you need help crossing over?" in Spanish. But the figure sat there silently and shook her head, then she vanished. That makes me feel scared. I don't know why, that really creeped me out. I wasn't told this story until I was much older, in my late teens/20s. I fully believe her because when I was 14, something similar happened to me, and still happens on occasion. That's a story for another time though. This wasn't the last time something paranormal happened to my mom. Let me know if you want to hear about my experiences and the few experiences I know about my mom. I definitely do, because that shit was so scary. I don't like it. That one really scared me. Somebody commented La Llorona. They didn't spell it right. Okay, that one was good. I probably shouldn't have read that one because then I'm gonna be imagining it. I literally was looking at my bed while I was reading that. I was like, oh no, now I can't do it. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, you got me with that one. That one actually terrified me. Good job. Okay, let's find another one. I'm kind of intrigued by this one. It's a very short one, but okay, I don't think I have heard about this. Sorry, I just skimmed over because I wasn't really sure if it was a story or not, but it says, "This still gives me chills and now I need to know more." So I think last year there was this paranormal case in Mexico City regarding a man named Mario Luna ? Kind of forgot the name, sorry, but I watched the video on YouTube about it following the case and it was really horrifying. It seemed like his shop was experiencing very powerful demonic activity. I can't stop thinking about this case. I need to know more. That face still scares the hell out of me. I need answers. This won't leave my mind until I find out. It was on 2 or 3 episodes of Nuke's Top 5 a while back. I'm kind of curious on what that video is. If I find it right now, I'll insert it. Nuke's Top 5. Mario Lara. I think that's the name. Sorry, I'm like really curious about this because I don't think I've heard what that is. Oh, it's in TikTok. I think I have seen somebody cover this. It's like someone's little corner market store basically. He says he's being haunted, but it looks like a lot of people are saying it's fake and that it's some kind of video editing. But still a really creepy face they decided to use for those videos. That's so scary. That would also haunt me if I had just came across it and then I saw that. I'd be like, I can't stop thinking about it. It's scary. Wonder if it's real or not. I kind of want to find another one since that one really wasn't a story, but that was still interesting. Thanks for sharing that with us because I didn't know what that was about. Ooh, I love reading about La Llorona because can't get enough of talking about her. Alright, this one is, my mom saw La Llorona in Mexico when she was 15. And this is by Della Curls. I think that's what it is. Alright, so this story has been told to me by my mom a few times. And every single time I still get that creepy, eerie feeling that someone is watching me. Perfect, great. My mom is from a small town in Mexico located in Zacatecas. When she was around 14, she had the habit of waking her mom up to go to the restroom since it was an older home and the restroom was located outside. Hell no. My mom tells me that it was around 3 a.m. when she woke up and felt the need to use the restroom urgently. So she began calling out for her mom. After a while of her mom not responding, she began getting agitated and started screaming. Oh my god. At this point, my mom turns around and at the foot of her bed, she sees her mom standing there. She was wearing a white robe but had a very bleak expression on her face, and both of her arms were extended. My mom said that she suddenly felt extremely cold and a huge sense of dread. She had never seen her mom wear a white robe. That's when she looked down and saw her mom's feet weren't touching the floor. At that moment, she screamed and quickly threw the covers over her head. Her mom oh wait, no, that's her real mom. Her mom, wearing something completely different, runs in to find my mom shaking in her bed. Nobody believed my mom. Everyone told her it was a dream, until a few days later there was a power outage. During this, my mom and a few of her siblings with her parents all decided to sleep in their living room. At around the same time, at 3 a.m., they heard the same undeniable wails of La Llorona down their street. None of them slept that night. Okay, yeah, definitely hate it. Hopefully I never see her or ever hear her in my whole life. No thank you, ma'am. Stay in Mexico where you belong, where you reside. Okay, but those were the stories that I have today, guys, and I hope that you like me reading these Reddit stories. Please let me know in the comments down below. It always really makes my day when you guys leave me comments and not just watch the video. It really keeps me going. But anyway, before I do end the video, today's comment shout out goes to this person right here. And thank you so much for leaving a nice comment. And as always, if you want to be the next comment shout out, all you have to do is leave me a nice comment below, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for being here watching. Hopefully I will see you in my next one. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. Love you guys. Bye bye. And whenever I'm by you